So hi, it's Jusa from ThingComics. As you can see, I'm not home. It's a shoot day with Sarismiehet. Let's see what's going to happen today. Okay, so it's ThingComics and it's time for a little different video. I'm here with Vesa&Mikko.
Hello.
And Mikko Varjama.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
So nobody doesn't know who they are. Maybe Vesa because he was in my Tumblr Bubbles video. But would you like to tell something about you?
All right. I'm a comic book writer. I write Search on Napalm and some historical graphic novels, and I also edit Finnish science fiction anthology book Kevyt Metalli, which means light metal. It has nothing to do with heavy metal.
Yeah, and you are co-host in Finnish Sarismiehet podcast with Hannu Kesola and Mikael Mäkinen.
Yes,
Okay.
and you.
And me, yeah. So that's you, and
Yes.
then the other guy.
Yeah, so my name is Mikko Varjamo, and maybe if you have watched any Finnish podcasts, you can know me from Super Nerds podcast with Veikko Valentin and Junnu X-Man, and also from podcast Elämäni sarjakuvat, comics of my life with Hannu Kesola.
Yeah.
And maybe you know Hannu Kesola from Sarismiehet also. And I'm a huge comic book fan and also work in music business. I'm booking agent and promoter, mostly booking agent and
Promoter.
no, mostly booking agent. And I'm a huge fan of Marvel, Moon Knight, Captain America, and writers like Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction, Chip Zdarsky, so on.
So there's a quite a lot of different comics that you like and writers that you like.
Yeah. Mostly like street level superhero comics and like Daredevil and Captain America, like I said, and Moon Knight, and also Dad comics. So Ed Brubaker, Reckless books and things like that.
Yeah. And Vesa, what kind of comics do you like?
I like lots of comics, like mostly Marvel and some Batman titles,
from
some
DC.
some DC also, and I like also street level superheroes like Daredevil and Punisher and that kind of stuff. But this time I took some my early collections with me, comics that have influenced me like a comic writer, and I collect lots of like X-Men and so on, but these are kind of different type of comics. They might be, some of them are superhero comics and some are something else, or some kind of strange versions of superhero action comics or something like that.
Okay, so you could say that they are kind of like your first loves in the comics, or which have brought the bigger comic book love to the front.
Because most of these are comics that are not published in Finland, because X-Men, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, they've been published in Finnish versions also, but some of them are not seen in Finland.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't know, there is a quite small market for comics in Finland, and that's why not everything that is huge abroad, like US, UK, Germany, other countries in Europe, they are not published in Finland because the market is so small. So there might be some stuff that are quite basic for you in the other countries, but in here, as I've said it before, they might be the only ways to read them.
Yeah.
And nowadays, if you want to read Finnish, there's only Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. I think I was visiting other podcasts in English, and I said there that the only current comic in Finland is Spider-Man, and they were like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
And I said that the market is so small that you have to publish with other Nordic country or something like that to get the necessary volume of sales. So
Yeah, and in the last few years, also Daredevil Born Again and Kraven's Last Hunt and Secret Force.
yeah, they were published in Finnish, but I think
in book format.
Yeah.
and it's like in Finland you get like 2 or 3 classic stories in Finnish because they are easier to publish in Finland because the people who publish them know that these are going to sell, so they are going to
like everybody who watched this, they know that Born Again was not right few years ago. It's like 30 years old, so
yeah. And that's why it's somewhat difficult to be a collector in Finland.
Yeah.
But the reason that you are here today is that you brought, as Vesa said, that you brought some books with you or some comics. It might be a single issue, it might be a trade paperback, it might be a omnibus or some other collected comic, but each of you brought some of the favorites with you, and I'm just gonna let you show them. Let's go that each one of you shows one at a time, and then back to other, and tell something about the comic book, and if there's something that you would like to discuss about them, we can. If not, we can continue. So yeah, I think that maybe we should start with Mikko.
Okay, so first of all, sorry about my bad English, but
we are in the same boat with this one.
Yeah, we were in same English class. No. So first, like I said, I love Ed Brubaker, and my first love in Captain America was Street of Poison, and this is not Street of Poison, but if you ask me now what's the best Captain America run, one storyline, it would be Captain America and Return of the Winter Soldier, and I really love the story. I love that they bring Bucky back.
Yeah,
and it was most of all it was a great way to bring him back, because it would be in different case it would be awful.
Yeah. I have to say that I also love that story, and I love the way that they brought Bucky back. I love the way that he was still alive, but he was used, and how Captain America brought the memories and everything back and got Bucky to be Bucky again. So yeah,
and most of all, I love the Ed Brubaker's writing, but there's a lot of good artists, and my favorite might be Steve Epting in Brubaker's Captain America stories. So I don't know. Do you see this one?
Hope so. If you see it, leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment.
And I love that how Brubaker used Black Widow and
and the villains like Crossbones, like Red Skull and other.
If I'm not wrong, I think he kind of bring back Crossbones. It was a few years without crossbones in Marvel universe. So and also
and the way that the Marvel Cinematic Universe used that story in the movies. In the movie. So it's mostly done. It's mostly taken from the Brubaker Return of the Finland Soldier story, although heavily remodeled, but
and like all we comic book nerds know that he got only $50,000 about that, but that's because of the contract. So and this is like we talk Brubaker, right, like street level, and this is totally like street level. There's a lot of Cold War and
everything is street level except maybe how Bucky got his memories back.
But maybe someday we know that could be true. Did you believe you know like flying cars 20 years ago? So
that would be nice.
But there's a lot of more in this run. You can see it here. So it legendary Captain America, he dies and lives again and like that. But they're still all stories. They are like totally really street level.
As Mikko said, that it's a long run, the Brubaker run, but and there are like Death of Captain America, Captain America Leaves, and other collected editions, and you can also find them in singles, trade paperbacks. Which one do you like? You can buy it.
And if you include Brubaker Secret Adventures and Winter Soldier's own comics, and I think it was altogether like 135.
Yeah, something like that. It was a long run.
That
was your first issue. The first one that you liked. Okay,
next Vesa.
All right, I brought Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, done by John Byrne and Mike Mignola. Mostly Mike Mignola. Byrne just helped with the dialogue, I think.
Yeah, and we said it, John Byrne.
Yeah. Well, that time when this came out, I was huge fan of Mike Mignola, and I also liked John Byrne a lot. And this was something really kind of weird. Those days, that kind of star artist, they mostly made superhero teams. But this was an adventure of one person who's a demon from hell, and he's fighting other monsters. And this was kind of occult detective stories.
For you DC fans, sounds a lot like the demon. But
and well, he is a demon. And this was something totally different after reading something like John Byrne Superman or Claremont Byrne X-Men or Byrne Fantastic Four, and Mignola did some like Batman, that Gaslight, and that kind of stuff. Mignola was not as much known for me, but I noticed that this is a really good artist. I read that Bram Stoker's Dracula movie adaptation, it was really good. And this was really strange, not superhero, but supernatural comic, and there's demons and monsters and Nazi super criminals and that kind of stuff.
Nazi monsters and
Nazi gorilla monsters and that kind of stuff. And it continues, which was sad. Mike Mignola was really not very fast to draw.
Yeah.
So there was only a couple of numbers per year.
Yeah.
And it was really exciting to wait for more.
Yeah. And I've always liked Hellboy myself, and the style that Mignola writes and draws, and the build up that he builds through the years of the stories. All the stories are their own individual tales, but there is also a bigger story that goes through them all. Not maybe every issue, but it's still back around. It's going there, and I don't know, it ran like 30 years.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
And Mignola, he brought more characters, like Ape Sapien, an amphibious character, and Liz Sherman, which she's a human with
pyrokinesis.
Yeah. She can light fires and that kind of stuff. And
control fire.
Yeah. Lobster Johnson, which is
awesome Nazi Hunter character.
Yeah, and he's like a character who might be just imagination of Hellboy.
Yeah,
and those really, really strange characters.
And they are all. I like it that it's always knitted into the supernatural. There is always some kind of supernatural aspect in this so-called Hellboy universe. And I think that Seed of Destruction was the first one to start this all.
Yeah.
Although if you think that maybe John Byrne Next Men was the first Hellboy, but the supernatural is always there.
Yeah, and later there was more artists to draw from Mignola's writing, and there was this kind of group to fight against the supernatural enemies, BPRD, and then it continues, and Hellboy died and go to hell, and
and then he
really
then they brought him back.
Yeah, of course.
But
almost like some superheroes do. Yeah. But anyway, it was a really great comic book, and I still collect those new Hellboy stories which happened.
You mean the Hellboy and BBRD like in 1957, 53?
Yeah, they are. They're like old stories from 1950s.
Yeah. I like them also.
Yeah.
I've collected. I'm collecting them also.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I love Hellboy. This was the first one.
Okay. And you can jump next to the second one. Let's
Okay.
go back and forth. And forth.
Okay.
Like Snake.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, I have Savage Dragon.
Erik Larsen.
Yeah. Oh, those were magic years when those good artists from Marvel,
DC, other bigger companies.
Yeah, those artists who got not enough pay from Marvel and DC, so they made their own company, Image.
Yeah.
And most of them create their own superheroes.
Yeah.
And somehow Erik Larsen made this strange Savage Dragon character, which was a policeman with no memory, but really great superpowers.
Yeah.
And those days, this was from 90s something.
Legendary 90s.
Yeah, lots of superheroes had mysterious or forgotten or forbidden background.
Yeah.
So Savage Dragon didn't remember where he came from.
Sounds like one Marvel character.
Yeah, a bit. And I saw this one in one comic book shop in Lahti. I think I was just gotten out of my military service, and this was really cool looking character. I bought it and I fell in love.
So it was a
Yeah.
love at the first sight.
Yeah, there was really good action, and Larsen was already familiar artist.
Yeah.
He made some Spider-Man
Yeah.
and so on, and this was even better drawn than his Spider-Man run.
Okay.
And I started collecting Savage Dragon. I still do.
Yeah.
And I think the best run from Larson, he's still do it. Every Savage Dragon book is done by him.
Okay. So, how big is your Savage Dragon collection? How many issues you have? How many do you have? The complete run? Do you have?
I have them all.
Okay.
Is it still ongoing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Okay.
ongoing. It's
Yeah.
like Savage Dragon and I think Spawn are the longest run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continuation in comics.
Yeah.
Were they both the one of first
Yeah.
characters in Image?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were. I think that they were like the big 7, big 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
First creators to. I'm not sure. Was the Larsen already there, or did he came like month later? But I don't know. He was quite near of the
Yeah.
start.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What about the movie adaptation? Is there coming any? Have you any idea?
I haven't
Dragon.
heard, but maybe
There was a cartoon version,
Yeah.
and it was
it was in the 90s.
not so good.
Okay, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
But maybe that now that Invincible is out and they are in the same universe and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised that there could be.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the first 15 or first 100 issues were really gold, and then I don't know. It's not bad, but I loved the first
Earlier.
years. Yeah. And what is good in Savage Dragon and what is differ from other superheroes?
Yeah.
This is a superhero. Even he's dressed like a policeman and he's working as a policeman. In the beginning, well, he is really just doing superhero stuff, and eventually he retires from police force and he's just a regular superhero, but he gets older by time. It happens almost like in real time.
Okay.
And he gets old and gets family and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And world ends and a new starts
Begins,
and that kind of stuff.
So basic superheroes.
Yeah. But because it's done by Eric Larson, there is always a kind of humor twist and something like that.
Okay.
And he draw really sexy ladies.
Okay.
Do you like sexy ladies?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. Would you like to add something, or are we drifting to Mikko?
Yeah, Mikko's turn.
Okay, thank you. So I wasn't WhatsApping to my wife because I have a reason, because I have not with me the Moon Knight Charlie Huston run, so it's here, and Jusa will do some studio magic and edit it here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just gonna slap a huge picture on the Mikko's face, and that's that.
Yeah, so Moon Knight Volume 5, and it was like a comeback of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 2002 or 2004, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, it's written by Charlie Huston and art by David Finch. And maybe if there is any music fans, David Finch. He also made the Disturbed mascot.
Yeah.
His name is something like Ting or something like that.
Okay.
And if you look closely, he looks like a lot of Moon Knight.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's if we were talking about street level here and also kind of here, so but this might be the most street level superhero comics that I have ever read, because there's a lot of problems with drugs and alcohol and mental health and things like that. So those things are always kind of with Mark Spector, Moon Knight, but in this run, this is kind of the main thing. It's almost same kind of origin story than the old one, but there's some kind of rewriting about with that.
As always.
As always, because it's a new start. So I was a little bit depressed when I read that, and I had been sober over 10 years when I read that, but still I can imagine all those things.
You could relate to
with that booze and drugs and mental health. So it was kind of like I was reading my about myself.
Your own story.
Yeah, but I'm not a superhero and I'm not a millionaire, but you know.
so you're not a feast of conscience.
No, but maybe. Yeah, but there was so like everyman problems.
Yeah,
and it's sad that those problems are everyman problems.
Yeah, but I think that makes it easy to relate, and maybe that's the reason why Moon Knight is so huge now.
Yeah,
totally. Because although he's a superhero, there's a supernatural stuff and that kind of stuff, but there's also the normal side of life, as you would say.
Yeah, and you can kind of be superhero in your work. I'm not saying that I am, but you can be kind of be also superhero, but still you have
problems. Like everyone has.
It's really easy to relate about that character, and there was, if I remember right, 30 issues, and first 14 was wrote by Charlie Huston, but after that he was still like not the editor, but he watching over the whole thing.
He was like the big brother in the background.
And everything about the story got to go through him or something like that. So I would say it's Charlie Huston's run altogether.
Okay.
So, but if you are really depressed, now I say don't read it. Then, but kind of it was still better because you can jump into that comic book.
But maybe the reason that you like it is the reason that there is the depression, and you can you can see that and you know what it is.
Yeah, so. And he didn't sleep, and
you didn't sleep.
Yeah, and it was kind of like that.
So basically, you are saying that you are Mark Spector and you are a piece of conscience.
Yeah. Oh, one of Mark Spector's, you know.
You might be Jack Lockley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I might say that it might be the number one for me, but if you ask tomorrow, it might be some other comic book. But now because I think few years back, so I can feel that feeling what I was feeling then. I'm not depressed now, and hopefully never again, but I can go back to that feeling because I started talking about that.
But you can say that it was the right comic book at the right time, and it stuck with you.
Yeah, and I think it kind of helped me.
Okay.
And it's the same thing when I read Nikki Sixx's Heroin Diaries, and that was kind of the last thing, the last nail that I stopped drinking and using drugs. So for me, the best medicine is to read something you can think that you are in the book.
So something else.
So that this wasn't a light story.
Hey, story is a story.
Yeah, street level story.
Yeah, totally.
Everything is welcomed.
Yeah.
So is there something else that you would like to say up the Moon Knight, or would you like to jump then to the next one?
I have to say it maybe because it's so close for me. I didn't like the TV series.
Okay.
Because it's kind of too light.
Yeah, but I think that this TV series goes more to the Khonshu way than to the street level stuff.
Yeah, so, and not the Charlie Huston run.
Yeah.
But I can understand that people who have never read Moon Knight, or especially that Charlie Huston run, they think that the TV series is really good.
Yeah, and I think that the TV series is more like it's the like 70s, 80s Moon Knight.
Yeah,
there is more of that supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
and or maybe nowadays Moon Knight is like there is that supernatural stuff more, but that run, I think that it was also mostly street level stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and all the bad guys were mostly street level too.
Yeah. And there wasn't. I'm not sure, but I think that there wasn't so much that super powered guys. They were like good fighters and that kind of stuff. So it was. I understand what you're saying. So yeah.
Yeah, and the Moon Knight's superpower is that, like Deadpool said, that if he can take one superpower from somebody else, it's not Captain America's powers or Daredevil's 6th and 7th sense and things like that, but it would be Moon Knight's how he can take the hits.
Yeah. And he can take the hits.
Yeah. He always come back.
I think that sometimes it's all he does.
Yeah.
Taking the hits.
Yeah. Or it was Taskmaster. No,
who said it?
Yeah,
okay.
Deadpool, Taskmaster. Yeah. Yes. So next,
your third one.
Yes, Marvels, and it's Kurt
Busiek.
Yeah. And Alex Ross. And in this one, it might be the comic that the art is in the biggest role I have ever seen. It's
like, I think that Marvels and Kingdom Come from DC are Ross's big books in Marvel and DC.
Yeah,
because they are also both like they are not the main universe. They are like somewhere between.
Yeah.
Alternate stories or that kind of stuff.
And it's like almost all the time. I'm not sure. Does Alex Ross do anything else than oil painting?
I haven't read. I think that he only draws, only does the art. So
yeah, and I'm not sure how many pages this one got, but I think Alex Ross said that he did this like 4 years, and it's kind of like a 4-issue mini-series. It might be some 150 pages or something like that, and it took 4 years.
Yeah, and I can imagine that, because if you think Ross doing his like one cover, it takes a long time with that style. It's like painting, so yeah.
Yeah, and this is a totally different kind of story, because it's kind of book about Marvel history.
Yeah.
It's
from
from 94, the year, I think. So everything that had happened before that in Marvel history, it's in this book.
Yeah.
And all the characters, they get old.
Yeah,
and
it's like a real life story.
Yeah, and there's a totally different view about everything, because it's was it Phil Seldon? I don't remember the guy's name.
No, I can edit if you.
Yeah.
I can edit it in there.
I'm really bad in names. This is one of my favorite books, but yeah, Phil Seldon is like everyman, and he's a photographer in newspaper, and everything that have happened in Marvel's history, like death of Gwen Stacy and when the mutants come.
He's been there and
he's been and seen that, and they talk about these things with his family and his friends, and when he's working. And funny thing, when he's working, there's a young Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, and things like that. Jameson is like 20 years old here, and it's like the original Human Torch, and people are afraid because he's on fire and things like that. So, and also World War II, and the Avengers coming, the big Ant-Man, Giant Man, and and things like that. And if you watch closely, people in the streets, you can see Clark Kent and Lois Lane in the crowd, and from DC, and
it's like they are just put there and it's like happening. Everything is in the same universe in real life.
Yeah, and I recommend that you should read this like 4 or 5 times, then you can find everything, all those characters and everything about that. So it's totally like school book about Marvel history, and it's wrote really different way.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I love it. And after that, there's been Chip Zdarsky's Spider-Man life story. It's also the same thing, that they get old and die, and Fantastic Four life story.
Yeah.
And I really hope that there's gonna be more, because I like this kind of writing.
I think that if it sells, there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
But as we were saying previously, this is one of those books that got released in Finnish, and this is the Finnish version of the Marvels. So it's in, as I said, in Finnish.
Yeah, Egmont Publishing.
Yeah. So
okay,
that was your third.
Yes.
And now to Vesa's third and fourth.
Yeah. You mentioned Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross.
So,
and
great minds think alike.
I brought one issue of Astro City.
Yeah.
It's like Kurt's love letter for superheroes.
Okay.
These superheroes who happens to live in Astro City, they are Busiek's own creations, and they might remind you of familiar superheroes like Superman and Marvel superheroes, but they're not parody, and it's not funny or mocking them. It's like telling.
It's like his own versions of those DC Marvel characters that you can spot, but they are not them.
Yeah, they are not them, and it's like they are like real people, and it's really well written, just like the Marvels.
Yeah,
and they act and they feel, and they are well written, so the reader can really relate them.
Yeah,
and there is not much superheroing.
Okay.
And they are not mostly fighting monsters or criminals.
Okay.
They do that, but there's always the.
So the main focus is like in the real, in their lives.
Their lives and their feelings.
Okay.
And Busiek is really great writer, and well, he's done a lot of work for Marvel, but I think when he writes something like Iron Man, it's not his character, and in Marvel I think he must write like a book per month. So it's much faster pace. So it doesn't get that feeling.
So he doesn't get to do at his own pace. as though in Astro City he has done it like he's doing it maybe a copy a month and then a couple of months off and then a copy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that this might be Image stuff.
This is Image.
Okay,
and it comes occasionally, and I bought issue or trade now and then, and it's not like action, it's like good feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, I like.
Sounds good.
Like to visit Astro City now and then.
that I think that I'm not sure have I read Astro City, but when you're telling about it, I think that I will have to check it out.
Yeah, I have read it. It's really great.
Yeah.
Okay. The next
one. Mike Allred, Madman. This is
I don't know anything about this.
really right. This is from Dark Horse.
Okay, that I know.
Yeah.
That's the company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Allred writes and draw, and his wife colors it.
Okay.
And you might know Mike Allred from Silver Surfer from Marvel.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but I think this was his first comic, and it is kind of a superhero comic, and it's the person Madman is again a person without memory of his past. And
you have a lot of
Yeah.
characters that don't have any memory of
Yeah.
their past.
Well, I remember my past,
Okay.
but but the concept was very well used in those days.
Okay.
But anyway, it's different from Savage Dragon or Wolverine or something like that.
Okay.
Well, the character Madman is kind of street level guy, but he meet creations from other dimensions or mythical or religious concept.
It kind of sounds like it could be something that H.P. Lovecraft wrote.
Well,
Dimensions and
not very Lovecraftian. I think like Hellboy got some Lovecraftian feeling some days, but this is Madman is. It's really strange because it's colorful and warm colors.
Okay.
Not much dark, and it's like a colorful European comic book. There's no cross-hatching like those. Same time, Marvel and Image had those aggressive cross-hatching and dark colors, and this is quite opposite. It's
joyful and that kind of
bright colors, and when there is action or violence scene, Madman might poke eye from his opponent, and the sudden violence is really rough.
Okay.
And so it's lots of contrast from those
sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, there is lots of contrast, short bursts of violence, and then again same kind of feeling with characters like in Astro City.
Okay.
But yeah, this is like Madman's journey to find himself.
Okay, that sounds. I think that I should check this one out also. So yeah.
Yeah, there's nowadays all Madman comics are collected in 4 omnibus.
Okay, so it's. I think that it should be quite easy to acquire. So yeah.
Yeah, and I bought it. This was number 5 from Legends imprint, and I think that was the imprint of Dark Horse superhero division.
Okay.
And there is also Hellboy visiting here, only in 2 pages. I don't spoil it for you. No spoilers.
Okay.
And Madman also visited later issues of Savage Dragon.
Okay, so it's easy in these comic universes to visit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is really, I'd say, lovely. There's some science fiction aspect like robots and that kind of stuff. And, well, it's again really different from comics like Spider-Man or Batman or something like that.
Okay. Sounds interesting. This is new for me because I'm usually the guy that says that I've read that.
Yeah.
I've read that, but now there's a couple of things that I haven't read.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to hear that there is something out there that I haven't seen or read
Yeah.
or heard anything
And
about.
these, these have been so kind of from outskirts of the superhero genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
I most definitely will check that out.
All right.
Okay. And back to you.
Yeah, just a moment. I will put my munchons to my lip.
Let me check. Is it going to be street level?
Yes. Yeah, good guess. Yeah, it's easy. I haven't used Nuuska in 15 years, but it's easy to put Mynton still here, so I have a little bit pocket for candy.
So it's like in States it's like dip. Mikko was talking about snooze. It's
Snooze.
dip.
Okay, yeah. So, how many? Because I have one
You have
in my phone, so you have to edit. Maybe I talk about sex criminals next.
So Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah, Matt Fraction is the
Matt
writer.
Yeah, okay.
Zdarsky is only the artist here, but it's also kind of Fractions and Zdarsky's, you know.
It's their
It
co-creation.
Yeah,
it's
because it's like Bijek and Ross Marvel, so it's co-creation. But okay, so this is totally street level, but they have superpowers. But I don't know who's watching this. Can I talk about those superpowers?
They are sex superpowers.
They are not doing any, you know, awful, horrible stuff like you might think because the name is sex criminals.
Yeah.
But when they have sex, the lady, and once again I'm bad at names, but okay, let's talk about lady
and man.
Lady and man.
When they have orgasm, the world stops.
Okay.
And they are in the, you know, like in.
It's like some kind of mid state, like.
Yeah, and they can talk and walk and move, but everybody else.
So it's like in the Matrix there was the download state where he could acquire weapons or a new power.
And so they want to save one library.
Okay.
And when the world is still, they rob banks.
Okay.
So, and they totally like sex. It's not something that they don't want to do.
Okay.
But
so
they have a lot of sex.
So it's still all the time, the world.
No, not all the time. But
that would be an interesting comic book.
Yeah. Susie is the woman's name, and John is that guy. So, and of course, because it's a comic book and, you know, kind of superhero story, when you read it more, there's a lot of people who have same kind of powers. Okay. And so, of course, few of those are bad guys.
Okay, yeah, and, of course.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, you know, like sex toys and things like that include.
Okay.
And one, you know, sex fairy from some
sex fairy.
Yeah, from space.
Nice.
Okay.
And
so
that woman, she have a really weird powers.
Okay, so
you totally have to read it.
So what's the reason? What's the reason for you liking this book?
Because it's kind of so insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's totally different. this is kind of a spoiler, so quit it now if you don't want to hear. But in the middle of everything, like in issue 21, I don't remember, but something like that.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's a few pages that Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky are
A part of.
Yeah, they're calling that how they will continue this comic book.
Okay.
So they break the fourth wall.
Okay.
And Chip Zdarsky is doing coke all the time when he speaks with Matt Fraction.
Okay. So now there's a third comic that I most definitely should check out.
Yeah.
Probably because I think that I've read some of the issues from some parts of the story, but I haven't read the whole story. So I should do that.
It's really great.
Not
and
coke, but
it's not all about the sex and robbing banks. There's a lot of other stuff going on, of course, but that's the main line here.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So
and it's kind
sex and robbing banks.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of cute that they want to rob banks because they want to save the library.
Okay.
So
that's the solution.
Yeah, and really bad woman in this story. Her nickname is Gaggle Face, and the gaggle is that what women do when they. Now you have to. Lantiopohjalihas. I have no idea.
So this is the word in Finnish. I don't have any clue what that means in English.
But the woman looks like she's doing the gaggle all the time.
Okay, so it's like
that's why they say gaggle face.
So the woman's name in Finnish, it's like the muscles in woman's hips or somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
and woman's parts, muscles in there. So she looks like she's doing that all the time. Like
I think that it's better that I don't put it in this video because.
But maybe if your watchers are from States, they know what gaggle is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So if you know it, let me know because we don't have any idea. It's Lantiopohjalihas in Finnish. But
yeah, and this is totally R-rated.
Okay.
Because there's also.
No, I would imagine so because of the sex and because of the drugs and everything.
And when they have they think about their past when they were in high school, and there was one other girl, and she's teaching all the sex stuff, and they're like 15 when they're talking, and there's writings about everything, and there's a pooping other people's mouth and things like that.
So there is I understand why it's R-rated.
Yeah. So it's at the same time when I say it now it sounds funny, but it's not like dirty.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's written like it's more real, but it's only imagination.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they draw the pooping things, it's not like you can see the exact thing.
Okay.
But
so this is mainly a street level stuff. Sounds street level stuff. But
and the funny thing is, I'm not the only one. They have one, if I remember right, Eisner's and Howie's.
Yeah. I remember that this has been a big book, a big comic.
Totally.
So it has enjoyed a good reputation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's also might be coming TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's now
Netflix probably.
I think it might be maybe. I think
Amazon
Prime or something like that, like Boys and Invincible and things like that.
Yeah. That or HBO. I think that they are the ones. Maybe Amazon.
Yes. So that was Sex Criminals.
So that was your
Nice.
fourth one. Let's see what the fifth one is because the fourth one was.
Yeah. So, and surprise, drum rolling, street level. Yeah. So it's and once again it's Ed Brubaker
Okay.
and Daredevil.
Nice run.
Yes, totally. And art by Michael. Is it Michael Lark? Michael, maybe.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
And Michael Lark was also one of Captain America artists.
Yeah.
With Steve Epting. And yes, so it continues from Brian Michael Bendis
Yeah.
run, and the one thing Ed Brubaker wanted that Matt Murdock will be still in prison.
Yeah.
So it starts for that.
Yeah. So when Bendis stopped doing Daredevil, he left Matt Murdock in prison.
Yes.
Because Brubaker wished that,
Yes.
and so he can continue the story from there.
Yeah. So and there's totally a lot of stuff about Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Not about Daredevil. And at the moment there's 2 Daredevils. I will not say who's the other one, but there's a lot of things like that, and they are in Europe. That's what I loved also.
So it's not only Hell's Kitchen.
No, and not even only in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And there's like Brubaker likes to do. There's a lot of old characters bring back them, and they will get a bigger role. And after this run, they still have a bigger role in Marvel Universe because of this run. So is this the reason why you like this, or is there some other reason that you picked this one? I think because the style that Brubaker writes, and he have said one time that his main thing when he did superhero comics, the main thing was that the book or issue, it has to be great without the superpowers.
Okay.
And if you read the Cap America or Daredevil, it's still great. The persons and dialogues and things like that, they are the main thing, and the whole story.
Yeah. So that the powers ain't the main thing.
No.
And the fighting, it's the story. It's about the people. It's about the problems and that.
Yeah, problems, and you know, they have problems with other people, and in their heads they think every man's like a little bit like that Moon Knight. Yeah. So basically, it's always street level with you. It's the real problem. Real problems, real stuff, real obstacles. Yeah.
Okay.
But I still like that thought that there might be people with superpowers.
Okay.
So
you're wishing that
someday.
Yeah.
The mutants will come out.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Other kind of superpowers than mutants, like Daredevil and Cap America.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So, and I like in Brubaker comics how he used the other characters than not the main characters, but the other guys and women in those stories. So there might be like 3 issues that somebody else is more important for that story than like Daredevil, Captain America. So that's also the one reason. Because mostly when you read some other writers' stuff, it's kind of all about that main dude.
Okay.
So it's like you are watching, you know, what would I say, that if I say Melrose Place, it's not a good series, but some, you know, TV series that what's got nothing to do with superpowers, but when you put that kind of thing in one comic book and put the superpowers in the same kitchen and roll
mess it up.
And So
see what kind of cake comes out. Yeah.
And there's always also a lot of like detective
Okay.
you know, things. It's same thing if you are Captain America or Daredevil, but if you are the main character in Ed Brubaker's book, there's always like a little bit that detective comic.
Okay. There's like
that comic, like I said
Okay.
earlier. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes.
So that was your what?
Fifth.
Yeah. Okay. Vesa, it's your turn. Your
All right.
fifth book.
Yeah, this is Starman. This is DC Comics. DC
Gotta
Comics.
love.
Yeah. This is kind of regular DC continuity.
Yeah.
And this is written by James Robinson. Tony Harris was the first artist. There's about 80 issues of Starman.
Yeah.
And later Peter Snayberry
Okay.
start drawing this, but it's all written by James Robinson.
Okay.
And this is a kind of story of legacy character.
Okay.
There's been old, maybe 1950s or something, that there's been superhero called Starman.
Yeah.
And this is a story how his son became Starman.
Okay. Oh, I have to check it out. Is Starman? Is this the Starman that has got the staff, or is he like the
Yeah.
Star Girl, and then there's Starman?
No spoilers.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, the original Starman was a character with a cosmic rod.
Yeah.
A small one, like a button. And
Yeah.
he flies and shoots some cosmic energy with
Okay.
his stuff. And, it's a really nice story. There's some cosmic happenings and
Okay.
mostly street level stuff.
Okay.
Again, okay, yeah. Because
After this, I'm not gonna read Street Level Never. Yeah. I'm gonna read. But.
all right, but because his name is Starman, he also later goes to space.
That sounds better.
Yeah. And there's some other characters also who has the name Starman.
Okay.
And the story begins like this is mostly story about Jack Knight,
Okay.
who is the other son of the original Starman.
Okay.
But he's not a superhero in the beginning.
Okay.
His brother, bigger brother,
Okay.
became Starman, and he's shot.
Okay.
So the other boy became.
Okay.
But this is not a regular. I will avenge this story. This is.
Is this like learning to be
Yeah,
Starman,
this is like. This is like real characters.
Okay.
Jack Knight. He doesn't exactly want to be a superhero.
Okay.
But this is not. He's not complaining. Okay, he wants to be. He wants to sell old stuff.
Okay.
He collects, and he got a shop, and he wants to sell and buy.
So he's a second-hand shop
Yeah.
keeper. So
Yeah.
Okay.
He collects stuff.
Okay.
It feels like he's a real person, because I think we are all people who collect stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like reading an adventure of some of my friend.
Or yourself.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And his father gives him tips, and occasionally he sees dream where he meets his dead brother.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And he also meets some other superheroes from DC Comics,
Okay.
like Batman and that kind of stuff.
Surprise.
Surprise. And there is also one story where Starman, Batman, and Hellboy meet.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So a good crossover.
Yeah. But James Robinson writes really well this Starman character. It's
Okay.
like his character.
Okay.
He writes like like Gaiman writes Sandman.
Okay.
It's his character.
Okay.
Well,
He owns it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really that much like Sandman. I like Starman better.
Okay.
But anyway, this is a bit more superhero comic than Sandman.
Okay.
And
So you have you got all the issues, or how many issues you have?
there's
have
80
you?
issues. I don't have them all, but there's it's collected in 4 omnibus.
So would how many issues you have? Would
I think I have about 60 or something like
okay,
that.
almost
Almost, yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, and I've read some other comics from Robinson,
Yeah.
and he writes okay when he writes Batman or Wildcats or
Okay.
something like that, but it's not really
The
that,
same thing.
Yeah, it's not that personal and it's not that touching like Starman.
Okay.
It's
So
about father-son relationship and that kind of stuff.
okay. So he has put all his love to this character.
I
and
think
this
so.
Series.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is like a nostalgic story about old superheroes giving their legacy for younger generation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was your 5th.
Yeah.
I said to the guys that bring 5 books. They couldn't decide, so I gave them promise to include 1 extra. So, without further ado, let's do the 1 extra.
All right.
Which one? Which one of yours is going to start?
Is it Snake all the time, or should I
I
start?
don't know. You can choose.
Maybe me.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's okay to
Yep.
you. Yeah. So, the third, Ed Brubaker, and now the guy who's called Sean Phillips, the
Yeah.
artist, and like last maybe 15 years, they have lived kind of like symbiotes,
Okay.
and they haven't seen each other. I heard that they have seen each other like 5 times,
Okay.
but they have. I'm not sure. This might be like 25th book or something like
Okay,
that together. So
So they are used to doing stuff together.
yeah, totally. And they have. I think it's kind of exclusive contract with Image.
Okay.
Like past 10,
So it's
15
like-
years.
Like some kind of
Yeah,
creator owned.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Okay.
So, and it's this Reckless book. We have 5 now. This is number 2,
Okay.
Friend of the Devil, and these are about old. Like he's not kind of like Private Eye, but
Something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
And surfer, lives in Venice Beach,
Okay.
and
So chill guy.
yeah. His last name is, of course, it's Reckless.
Okay.
Ethan Reckless. So, and he gets a lot of help from young woman called Anna,
Okay.
and Anna lives in old cinema theater,
Okay.
and it's Ethan's theater first, and
Okay.
and they kind of both live there. It's more like a father and daughter
Okay.
or friends, nothing romantic
Okay.
with them. And there's in these 5 books there's a lot of really horrible and bad stuff, like satanic cult murders and things like that. And
So it's a detective story with different kind of happenings.
and of course there's old FBI agents and
Okay.
old
Of course.
and old cover agents who have been living with like motorcycle gangs and things
Okay,
like that.
okay,
So
okay.
so it's totally street level.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And if you ever haven't read any books from Brubaker and Phillips, I totally loved his art, and the colorist is it's Sean Phillips' son, Jacob Phillips.
Okay.
And I think he's as important as Brubaker and Phillips in these stories, because the colors are. I have no words about the colors because they are so great.
Okay.
And I didn't mean this page; it's only black. Yeah, and if you can see here is like some satanic sex parties, and there's
there's a lot of sex going on with your books.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
If you are a healthy guy, you like sex. So, but like in this Brubaker superhero comics, in Reckless and Criminals and other stuff, there's also really important other characters.
Yeah.
And really good dialogues. And I also like when Brubaker is writing, there's not too much of bubbles, word bubbles.
So it's not filled.
No. And he even said some, I don't remember, maybe Vesa, you are doing, he said that Alan Moore have said some, that you should have only like 20 words in one bubble and only 4 bubbles in page.
So it's not like Spawn.
No. Yeah, but I really like it. It's easy to read and it's fast to read, and
it's flow.
Yeah, the flow keeps going on, because I'm not so fast reader. I know I'm not so good at speaking English, but I'm good at reading English. But it's not about that. If it's Finnish or English, it has to be really good. One album that I read it at the one
sitting,
one sitting. Yeah. So, but in Brubaker books, Reckless books, especially, it might be only like 2 hours. So the flow is really good.
So that sounds totally awesome.
Yeah, and I have spent time with my family in Venice Beach. Maybe like we have been there like 6 months in our life. So I totally also like that.
There are
stuff from there.
Familiar places.
Yeah. And when I read it, I can, think that I've been there and I know that house and things like that. So it's kind of my second or third home.
Okay. So this is also a book that you can somewhat relate.
Yeah.
Because of the places.
The places and it's also because this is back from 80s.
Oh yeah.
And if you see 80s photographs, there's kind of different kind of lighting and colors.
Yeah, the feeling is different.
Yeah. And that's where the Jacob Phillips is good.
Okay.
It's like you are watching, 80s photographs. It's little bit. I'm not sure, is it yellow the main color or something like that, but
I think that might be it. But sounds good.
Yes,
sounds really good.
So and there's of course drinking problems and
of course there is.
Little bit depressing.
Basic street level stuff.
Yeah.
So that was your last one.
Yes.
The bonus book. So Vesa's bonus book.
All right. This is not a street level, and this is not superheroes. This is gigantic. It's a European graphic novel or comic album, or how do you call them? It's a bigger size than regular American comic books. And
it's the European size.
Yeah. And in those good old days, you could have some comics in grocery stores.
Yeah.
There was when they published Hulk and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four in Finland, and there's also these European comic books, and
that was in Vesa's time, not in my time.
Yeah, this is from 1979
So yeah,
I was 1 year old.
Okay.
I haven't been born.
This is not the exact album that I got those years. I lost it and I bought it from a second-hand store. This is from a Spanish artist and writer, and this is only gigantic story that is published in Finland. There might be some short story in some kind of anthology, and this is not a really good story. It's kind of a pulp version of Star Wars and Star Trek and other kind of science fiction stories.
So it's like a copy of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But not so good.
Yeah. Those days there was also Eric von Däniken UFO stories and that kind of stuff, ancient astronauts.
Yeah, that
stuff.
I've read.
And this is a comic I read before seeing Star Wars.
Okay.
And I think after this I also read those 1980s Star Wars comics and so on, but I think this is the one that launched my science fiction interest.
Sounds like it. I think that would be a comic for me, because if it's science fiction, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So
and this
if it's bad science fiction, yeah,
this is
into it.
This is kind of silly science fiction adventure.
So it's like those 70s, 80s B movies
in
science fiction.
Yeah, this is kind of B-class comic. It's colorful. There's lots of action. Ladies are beautiful, and the cover doesn't tell exactly what happens inside.
The cover looks awesome.
The cover looks really awesome. There's big robot threatening the heroes, and the ladies almost lying on the floor.
So that
kind of stuff.
That would make sense if there's a big robot threatening you, you should lie on the floor. So.
Yeah, but this is there's one man, one woman, and two robots.
Okay.
And of course, lots of bad guys and bad robots and robot fighting and explosions in space. And
simply put, awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome B-class comic book adventure. Okay. And there is probably 7, 8, or 9 graphic novels of adventures of gigantic, but only this one is published in Finnish, and I can't really read Spanish or
so there's not English version of those.
Well, if there is, they might be really old and
hard to get.
Yeah.
No, okay. So I think that this one was called Gigantic Prisoners of the Iron Hand. I think
something like that.
That's translated into English. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So if someone knows this book or some other books from this in English, give me a shout. Maybe we could get those English versions to Vesa or something like that.
That would be nice.
So those were your books.
Yeah.
I thank you guys.
Thank you.
I was not planning on bringing any of my own books, but then I got a post today, straight out of comic book. So my local comic book shop, it's in Germany. So very easy in Finland. There's no local comic book shops, but I had to bring them. I had to show them. I will be doing a separate video when I get the last 2 issues, but I just had to bring these because, hey, Chip Zdarsky, Daniel Acuna, Alex Ross covers. Avengers Twilight. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and the newest one 4. Or if you are in US or UK, the 5th one has already come out, so but not in here. So I'm lagging behind. 2 missing, but because these 4 are in ROS covers, I have to get the rest too. So yeah, I will be as I said, I will be doing a separate video when I get the whole run, and I'm gonna discuss about the run and the happenings. But
I have waited so long because I totally like Chip Zdarsky, and those are like, I don't remember, maybe 50 years future, something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. But yeah, I thank you guys.
Thank you. It was nice, and hopefully you understood what I said.
And hopefully someone is going to watch this. And if you are going to watch this, please follow. Please leave some kind of comment, or leave, if you don't like this, leave a dislike or something. And yeah, just follow ThingComics. Let me know in YouTube or in IG. And I think that we will be seeing some of the guys again, maybe not. This is the second for Vesa. But yeah, thank you. We'll be seeing you.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks.